Now we're handing over to Finnair. I'd like to welcome Tomi. So Tomi's been responsible for the development of Finnair's SIAM operations for the past 2 years. Before that, he was a product owner and operations manager. He's also written a master's thesis on SIAM development. More to board off to you. At the University of Helsinki, definitely someone who's got an in-depth knowledge of SIAM. We're delighted to have you here today to talk about your SIAM journey. I'll let you know when you've got 10 minutes to go.
All right. I will present you a little bit our journey, what we have done it in Finnair, and where we started and where we have done it, and a little bit next steps also. So get you a little bit know what is Finnair, how is our management done it, then a little bit description that what is SIAM, how we have described SIAM, and what was the initial status when we started the SIAM journey. Let's look on that, and then the project steps, and I think the most important what we have learned at the end, how we done it, everything there. A few words about me. So I've been working in Finnair around 7 years. I've been working first year as operational manager on the digital services, but nowadays I'm the IT SIAM lead and running our item project. We have 2 people running the SIAM project in Finnair, and also before that I've been in other duties in our offices. Little bit about Finnair. Hopefully most of you know that it is a Finnish airline company. Last year we had it the 100 years anniversary, and it is one of the oldest airline companies still running. It is mostly owned by Finnish government, but it is also in the Finnish stock owned company. But as you see from the stock market, it is ramping up and down, so this is quite what is airline company going on. So there are bad times, there are good times on. So everything is affecting quite a lot of our company. This might be the IT, it might be the government, it might be the culture, it might be all the healthy issues, it might be the other countries, especially the Russian next to us have been affecting quite a lot of our company on that. And that's why I'm showing this also, this graph, it's that it affects a lot of our IT. Of course, IT is somehow also one of the costs there, so it affects quite a lot of what we are doing and how we are doing that. So sometimes we have a lot of money to investing on that, and sometimes we don't have we have to struggle and going on there. Around 200 people we have in IT working on. There are around 150 our own persons, and around 50 consultants working there. And currently our production development is owned by ourselves, so we are mostly doing our development ourselves. It used to be outsourced, but around 7 years ago we insourced everything to ourselves and started to do the development inside our company. And that was quite a big change, and I think there a little bit started our SIAM journey that will be presented a little bit later on. But in that date it started quite a lot of the SIAM journey on that. Agile model is really the base of our development, and of course on that there's a lot of discussion how the SIAM is gathered on during the agile model and how to dealing with the development on that part there. IT processes, of course, based on that. Around 4 years ago, we did a big change. We moved everything on the cloud, so we are fully 100% AWS cloud based. So we are one of those airline companies that do it fully there. I know that there are a lot of airline companies that are in cloud, but we are fully on that, and that have been really big changes on that. How big is our company in IT? We have around 400 different kind of applications and around 200 vendors that we are managing on that. So that is making a lot of about the SIAM, how to handle it, the whole picture there and get it involve all those systems there. Ourselves, we are doing, of course, our website. We are doing the part of the vendor management there, but also we have also a lot of self-made apps that we are using, especially for the crew people there on that. And I think most of the important part is from the management coming on that the IT is not only cost, it is one of those support that support the business grow. So that's way that we also managed to invest on the IT quite well, so it is not just a cost there. All right, let's look a little bit our SIAM journey where we have had it. When we started, we started to describe the SIAM ourselves. We didn't really look at what had been done it beforehand, what were done it when everything was outsourced. There was some SIAM operation there when everything was outsourced, but we wanted to describe ourselves that what is SIAM for us, more or less, so that it is like personally made it for us, and we didn't want to make a lot of from the literature or for the other companies on that. So we looked ourselves and started to a little bit describing on that, and based on that we found out that integrations is one of those big issues for us. So if you think about it, there's around 400 different kind of applications and they are talking to each other. So integration between those applications and of course between those vendors is a big issue, and it affects quite a lot of our incident management and also the operation that it works so well on that. And that makes the whole network of the vendors and applications really complicated. There are a lot of history. There might be old applications that have been done it around 20-30 years ago. There might be new ones that are really new fashion applications, and each one have to talk with each other, and it means the talking also that the vendors have to talk with each other when we are building the company and going on there. The whole on that, we were discussing a lot of that, what is the SIAM, is it really a process management, and is it a framework, or is it the way to working on, and we were not so well describe it and really know that what is the SIAM at all, how to describe on that, but we started that, let's build on that in first step, small steps, and then we will look in that what is the SIAM really personally for us. And I think one of those key points when we talk about the developers and the management is that the SIAM is not really replacing the IT, that is always based on that, so this is a little bit bottom of the IT processes, the SIAM there, and giving also some inputs on that processes there. Of course, every vendors have different kind of processes how we are doing, so we want to have a transparency also for the vendors so that they know what we are doing, and also the other vendors know that where we are and what we're doing. Overall, it is doing everything together. That's what we wanted to building, and I think that was the SIAM base, that it is one big government that we are doing there. So it is not just internal, external, they are the both on there. This is one of those first slides that we made it on the SIAM, and it was where we describe more details that in which part it is the SIAM built and which part we take, and this was also like a framework where we started to doing those things there. And let's look shortly on those. I think the vendor management in the stop, that was what I was already talking about there, because the vendors are a big issue. We have a lot of vendors, the management of the vendors, and also those NCA processes, and looking at who is dealing on which part of the the operation, it is important to describe on those. And based on that, the governance model. So people in our IT database that who are running the SIAM are our service managers, product owners. They have to know that what is the governance model, how to run it, the operational there. So we have to have the framework, how to build it, the framework, and starting to have the models and tools to getting that. And based on that is the multi-vendor management, and what we started there was the change coordination also. So you can imagine that if there are a lot of vendors, a lot of applications, whole of the change management should be managed and described quite well, that how to dealing on those changes and looking them so that they go smoothly there. On the service desk functions, I understand that the SIAM is not only what we are doing, it's not only what we are doing with the vendors, there's a lot of about the service desk and how to dealing on that. And currently the service desk is still outsourced. We have a lot of plans that shall we insource it that also as a tool part, but nowadays it is outsourced. But we are the persons, we are in the Finnair, the persons who are making those run books and describing it, how to run it, the services on the service desk. So also on that point, we have to make in some ticket automation and also some guidelines for the end users on that. I think one of those big issues about the SIAM was the process improvement. So I think overall the SIAM is not only processes, but it includes quite a lot of processes, again coming from the IT, but also the processes how to running on those. And based on that, we have everything outsourced beforehand. We have to take in also all those processes insourced so that they are owned by us, they are our own processes, and a little bit looking them as the new way that how we are doing on those. Then that situation management, it is in the IT call it major incident management also. So this is quite crucial also for us. So all our operation, what we are running, they are affecting also the fly operations and those applications there. So even 5 minutes or 10 minutes downtime, they are affecting straight on to our operational, and we are seeing on that on the fly operations. So on that sense, those major incident management and the situation should be running smoothly so that there's a good process and good cooperation also with the vendors how to do it that. So it needs a lot of cooperation there. We looked already a little bit at the change management, and I think most important on the change management is the gap meetings, how to run it, the change management so that it is there's a process also on that CAP meetings, and it is weekly based made it, and so that we are really strict on those, that all the changes should be approved in the CAP meetings and looking. Of course, there are those change standards looking at, and also we are running freeze periods every summer and also in the winter times that helps also about the change management there. And based on that, at the end there's also the reporting part, so that we know that what kind of reports and templates we are making on those and the SLA analysis. That was like the basic of the where we started the first slides on that, and then how we started to making the SIAM processes there. It was not really well-known whole SIAM processes, so we had to describe it and a little bit presenting that how to do it that. And one of those points that we saw it that when we made it all new processes and described those processes for ourselves, we knew that it is not just changing the logos there and put it that to ourselves. We have to look in those processes what is for us, so that they are really homemade processes for ourselves. And of course, everyone can manage those vendors, but we have to have our own way again to do it, so that is the way that Finnair is running the processes, so that the vendors also show their way, and we have the templates how to get it, the information in the right way, so that it is on the Finnair way to get it all the information there. All the ITSM tools that are existing on the service side, they exist there, but we didn't use them so effectively. We also started to using ourselves the Jira processes there and putting the tools there, so it was a little bit demanded. So overall, if you look the whole situation at the beginning and the initial situation, it was quite mixed of everything. So there was processes, there was vendors, there was multi-vendors, there were product owners, there was some tools there, but overall it was quite mixed of everything there. I think it is important also in knowing that why we decided to put in this whole SIAM process to do it our own way, so that it is not anymore outsourced, so that it is insourced. Of course, one of the key points was cost saving. We saw that outsourcing the SIAM, it was not so effective, that getting that insourced and getting cost saving. But as I mentioned quite many times, we want to do it our own way, so that is like a Finnair way to do it. So based on that, it is easier to have it insourced, so that we can push to vendors that this is the way to do it, and so that they understand that how to handle the situation and what kind of reports and what kind of government we want from the vendors there. And overall, we see that it was more effective to have it, the event and the change management on that point, that we are coordinated the situation inside the company, not so that it is outsourced so much on that. And I think from the management point of view also is the visibility on that, so that seeing that what is the current situation in our IT management and how we are handling those vendors. I think from the inside that we are running ourselves the SIAM processes, we are keeping more visibility on those issues there. Quite simple graph that what is the SIAM, how to handling, how to get it, integrations there. So at the bottom we have a lot of services, we have a lot of vendors, suppliers. We have to gather that on the one management, so that the top the business and the services will see only one interface on that, and there on the ground there's a lot of applications and the vendors, but in the business side they don't see that so complicated. So what we have done it in the SIAM process currently, as I said, we have now run it at around 2 years in-source it, and we started on the maturity assessment. We looked quite carefully at how it is the current situation, how we see that inside our company, how the vendors see the situation, how the business see the situation, so that we get the whole picture there. And one of the key points also that was also reviewing our IT contract there. So there's a lot of history behind. So imagine that all the 200 vendors, they have been a long history with them. So there's a lot of differences between those contracts. So we had to review those contracts and looking at how they are done it and what is mentioned on those contracts, so that we get the overall picture of the current situation. So that takes quite a long time to look in those contracts, so that we are in the right level, knowing the maturity on that. And then we started to make a lot of material, education material there, so that we are ready when we start to rolling out the SIAM. We have the tools ready. I'm always talking about that the SIAM, we are not pushing something to our product owners or service owners. We are giving tools for them. So at the end, they can decide that how they want to do it, what kind of tools they want, but we are giving those like right tools, the Finnair way tools, and giving them help on that. I think that is quite the base that they will see that, okay, these are the easiest way to go in, this is the best way to do it, and then at the end we'll see that most of them will start to use it. But it is not pushing, it is more helping them. I think that is quite important on that. We started to present in the SIAM in quite many organization points for the management, for the product owners. We built it in the product owner community where we started to pushing these, presenting these issues, giving them those tools, giving them education. So it is not only the management talking in the front, it is also like a product owner community where they can discuss themselves that what is the tools and how to do them together better way on that. SLA is quite important part of the SIAM. We have not talked about the SLA so much on that. This is something like a second part of the second round on the SIAM. So they have become a little bit later, these SLA metrics. We have seen that it is not the important part, it is not the first steps that we have to look the SLAs, because in some points our IT is going quite well. We don't have so big issues going on. We have not so much problems with the vendors. On that point we didn't need to getting the information of SLAs straight on, but we see that it is important to have it, those SLAs, and pushing the information from the vendors, and we have started to getting those metrics and a little bit also tools on that, but that is like the future steps on that also. I think in the SIAM part you have to look at quite a lot of also the operational part, that where you are, what is the current situation, and based on that we also decided to have it a new service monitoring tool, so that we see really from the end-to-end users that what is the current situation. We see that how the incident are done it. If we have some operational issues there, we'll see that. So that was also crucial on the beginning, that renewing the whole monitoring system there, so that we have operational current situation well in our hands there. Life cycle of the management of the parts, that have been quite a lot of discussion, that what is the life cycle there. So again, imagine that all those 200 applications, there might be some applications that are around 20 years old and still running there. But we have to start to planning the life cycle there. Are they still those applications running there after 5 years, 10 years? Are we replacing them in what point there? So that is quite big issue that we have started to getting the life cycle plans for every applications there. But also for the life cycle, it means that how to manage the life cycle. So when you get the new applications running on your environment, how you onboarded that, what kind of processes, what kind of tools, what we have it, like a checklist, how to get it onboarded on your services. But what we usually forget is at the end, when the life cycle ends. Usually those servers are still running there, the service goes on, you might have some networks running there. How to kill them, how to delete those services, how to end the contract. I think that is also something that you have to remember. And we have made it for both some checklists, that how to onboard it and how to offboard it services and applications there. And again, these are the tools for for the product owners so that they remember that when they are onboarding or offboarding something, they know that how to get it, that all the checklist information, and they are not forgetting something crucial there. And also role definitions. That was quite a lot of discussion that what are the role definitions there, and it is not only personal definitions that people have, that what is product owner, what is service owner, but we made it a definition based on the SIAM. What is their role on the SIAM, what they have to do it for the SIAM so that they are running better. What is the service owner's duty on the SIAM process or SIAM framework. So that was also described at the beginning there. So, what we have learned from this journey, I think at the beginning people didn't know what is the SIAM. One of our management persons said that it is a service integration architecture and management. He didn't even know that where the SIAM is coming, those words there. But nowadays he knows better on that. And what I mentioned here, like a waste basket, at the beginning it made it that the SIAM team, SIAM team can do that, and can we have some tools? SIAM team can do that. Can we have some process? SIAM team can do it. So the SIAM team was something generate that can do everything there. So let's put everything there. But nowadays we'll see that it's more structure, and also the management see that what is the role of the SIAM. But we have to be really careful at the beginning that what is the role, what is the SIAM ourselves, what is our duties there, so that we are not this kind of waste basket that we are doing everything there. I have been mentioned quite many times these service owners, or we can call it them product owners, different kind of acronyms there, but they have really big roles. They are the persons that are nearby the vendors. They are the persons that are talking to the vendors. They are running those issues with them. So all those changes, all those tools and all those processes that we have done we have to roll it out those to the service managers. They are the persons then who are dealing with those. So in some sense we have to say that they are our friends there. We have to keep them in good shape, so the service owners, they know what to do, they have the tools how to do it, so that they are the Finnair eyes and ears to the vendor side there. And on that sense, they have to be commitment to the changes. So all the changes what we want to have they have to be committed on that. It is quite easy for new service owners that are coming on the company. It is easy to give them the tools and the processes that please use on these. But with the old people that have been a longer time on the company, 10, 15 years, it is not easy to change in their way to do it. They have been handling the governance part of the vendors long time with the same way, on their own way. It is quite hard to change it on that, but it is like a long way to do it on that. And in overall, I think that the part of that where we are in the assignment currently, we don't need to think about anymore that we need to do something like conditional that in some day we have to do it. We have now more or less all those tools and framework ready, so it is more or less like rolling out those information. I think that is also some learning points that you can't really pushing those service owners new information before you have everything ready and you have the tools that you can give them. Otherwise, they are always asking, when it's ready, can I have it? If you are talking also in the conditional that in one day we'll have it. It is easier that you have the tools ready and you can keep like the toolbox them that here you are, please use on those. From the supplier management part, we have been done it quite well, those frameworks there, and we have created the frameworks and the governance model there. It is quite based at all those big vendors are running their 3 levels, so government processes and so on. But again, all those service owners doesn't really know on that. They had it own way, so it had to be on the books how to do it on that. Still some crackling with those ticketing life cycle management, and vendors have different kind of ticketing systems. We have our service desks have their own systems, so it is not easy to integrate everything and putting them in the right way to do it so that the ticketing works on. So I think that is something, future steps that we have to look in on, that as we have a little bit the basic done it, the ticketing system and the SLAs will be like the next step where we're going on. But we knew it when we started that let's not start to building that first. That will be like the next steps there. And also about the multi-vendor, especially multi on that word. So vendor management is quite good shape nowadays. We have the tools there, but I taught it. But if we mention multi-vendor, meaning that, for example, if we have a major incident that is involved with many vendors, how to handle it? Are we the person? Are we the company who is dealing with the vendors, are looking at who is behind the incident, or it should be like a community of the vendors, and then they are looking themselves on the major incident management, that where our parts it is running the incident there. But as you see, that is a little bit open still on the multi-vendor side, that where we go on. Critical system, that is also where we started a little bit describing that which are the critical system, where we started, where to pushing a little bit more. That is something that we still have to look in that, because that is something that is changing like every day, that which application, which systems are there still the critical ones there, so that we are focusing on the right points on there. At the end, I will also mention that when we started to look in the SIAM, I noticed quite a lot of that this is really new. It was really new for us. It was really new for the whole community. It was really new, especially in Finland. And I looked in the university side also what kind of literature there was from the academic side, and there's not a lot of on that. So when you start to building the SIAM, you don't have your own lot of tools and literature, where to books and documentation, where to look in that. So it is a little bit missing in our SIAM community, these kind of papers and research about the SIAM. So if we look a little bit like a history back, for example, IT processes, there's a lot of research on that. But I think in future states also for the SIAM there's coming some research and papers on that. So I think that will help also the future companies how to implement the SIAM, so that there's more research and documents on that. So at the end, a little bit our next steps to where we go on. So more tools and templates for the management and service managers, so that they have those tools, as I said, no anymore this conditional, so that we have the tools when them. We have a more common way model how to manage the services and the multi-vendor environment, and especially mentioned the multi-vendor that we have it. And those ticketing systems, that is something that we have to look in the future also, that how to handle that between the vendors, so that the multi-vendor environment is in right shape and all those tickets are running in the right places. I don't think in the future we have to continue the education, trainings, assessment, audits, everything that is on part of this SIAM rollout. we have to continue on that so that it is not forgotten that what is the SIAM. I think that where we started this presentation, I have it, those first slides about what is the SIAM for us. I think in some point we have to relook those again and look in that what is the SIAM for us, where we are, like remade that redefinition and looking that is the SIAM still the definition so that we wanted to have it there. And again, we are helping our SIAM team, we are helping the product owners, we are helping our company, giving the tools, and I think that is the right way and right journey to have it at the end some benefits on the SIAM. Good. Thank you for the listening.
Thank you, Tomi. That was absolutely brilliant. What a great insight into the journey that you've been on. And I know you said we can't just change a logo to introduce SIAM, but I just want to point out how cool is the Finnair logo and how stylish are your cabin attendants. There's really lovely uniforms.
Winter coming on. Yeah.
It's very cool. We've got 5 minutes for questions if you're happy to take them. We've got notes. Right. I'm going to come out with my microphone. Walking on to walking.
Thank you. Thanks, Tomi. Great presentation. Just wondered if you had varying take-up of SIAM principles with the vendors. Were there some vendors that really picked up on it and felt comfortable with it? You have a lot of vendors with 200. Or were there some that gave you pushback and didn't like it? It didn't work for them?
Of course, they are both. They are like old-fashioned vendors that we have our own way to do it, but in somehow a lot of positives. I think in the vendor side, they don't even have good tools, they don't have even good templates how to do it. So for example, we had one vendor that was a little bit struggling with us that in the strategy meeting, what kind of topics we should go on there. We presented straight on a ready-made agenda for that, for vendor, that could it be these topics that we are running? The vendor said, yeah, good idea, let's go on that. So it might be easy, or I don't know, it might be also those vendors that are a little bit pushing that.
Thank you so much for a great presentation. I really liked the part when you said that you have everything in the cloud, since you're an airline. It goes together. Well, my question was about you said you reviewed your contracts. What did you find there? What will you change now when you went into SIAM in the contracts?
For example, SLAs. SLA is quite a lot of missing there on the contract. All those contracts, they don't have really described it that what are the SLAs, how to measure, how to report them. So that is quite a lot of missing there. I think there's a lot of the government part is described there, but what I'm seeing, especially the SLA part is missing. And also what I described, that's also a little bit missing from our point on that, because it is missing also on the vendor and on the contract part.
Hi, this is Marcus. Really, congratulations. Good presentation because it was practical. Yeah? And I think I also want to build up on this. In the beginning, you said it's all in AWS these days. And last week, I was at Google and I talked to AWS. And when you listen to those folks, you almost get the impression that they want all your data and your services to be inside the cloud. And all the hypervisors, they play this game that you don't have to care about integration anymore, because once it's in the cloud, it almost sounds to me like pre-SIAM, because also in traditional outsourcing we had this selling argument that give it all to us and you don't have to care anymore, right? So it appears that you have, like everyone, a quite complex supply landscape, but if it's all in AWS, do we still need SIAM?
Yes. AWS is just like servers. It is just servers, some network there, and they are running. It is like cloud server room. So all those integrations should be made there, should be managed there. So it's not solving all of those.
Thanks, Marcus. Thanks, everybody, for your great questions. Thank you for a wonderful overview. Tommy will be around at lunchtime.